Hey there, comic book community. Joe here, and welcome back to some more 360 Comics. Usually, I keep this channel pretty positive. I like to look on the bright side of things and share the aspects of this hobby that I really, truly do love. But today, I've got some complaints for you. I recently had a very poor experience while buying comics, and I just wanted to talk about that and maybe give you some tips on what to avoid when it comes to local comic shops. We're giving away this book right here as part of our 7,000 follower giveaway over on Instagram. So if you don't follow there yet and you haven't entered this giveaway, head over and do that soon before it's too late. We're about 100 followers away from our goal, and then we'll be picking a winner. Once I pick a winner there, I'm going to announce our 2,000 subscriber giveaway right here on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't miss out on that. While you're at it, might as well like this video and leave a comment down below, because that supports the channel and I really appreciate it. Let's start this video off with a little bit of positivity. I live in the Philadelphia suburbs, and within a half an hour of my house, I think I have about a dozen or so comic book shops that I can get to very easily. If you extend that radius to, say, an hour's drive from my house, there's probably at least 50 LCSs that I can go to, and most of which I have gone to and I have purchased something at. All of these shops have their pros, they have their cons, things that they do well, as well as things that I think that they could work on. Now, I recently had a very poor experience at an LCS, and I wanted to share that with you today. I am not going to name that business, that shop. I'm not going to name employees. I'm not going to name the owner, nothing like that. I am not here to badmouth a business or tell you not to go there. I'm here to share my experience with the community and hopefully help you pick an LCS that's right for you and know what to look out for. And I'm also here to give my feedback to LCS owners across the country that might be watching this. And if you are, hopefully you can get something out of it and improve your business, because that is just naturally good for the hobby as a whole. Like I said, I will not be saying it. Don't message me asking about it. Don't comment asking about it. It's just not going to happen. I don't want to badmouth a business because that is someone's livelihood. That being said, because of this experience, I decided I want to highlight really great comic shops. So starting soon, I'm going to be showcasing local comic shops in videos. It's probably going to be called like LCS Spotlight or something like that. I'll probably do 1 or 2 of those videos a month. It's not going to be like a weekly thing, but I think it's important to showcase those shops and maybe show some things that I bought there and the really good things about the store. That being said, look out for those, but let's get into this story that I have about a recent poor experience. I went to a local comic shop recently, and it was initially, on walking in, overwhelming. The store was quite a mess, and there were things piled on other things. The area to walk was extremely narrow, and I'm not a big guy. I'm 5'7" on a good day, and I could not navigate without kind of brushing or bumping into something, and that's not good. That's not a good look, especially because, there are items in that shop that will get damaged if they fall on the ground. They're, toys, comics, all that kind of stuff, pops, statues. You don't want that to be the case. So, having a little bit more, space to walk is a good thing. So yeah, definitely quite a mess in there, disorganized as well, which sometimes I don't mind disorganization. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, because the thrill of the hunt is definitely part of the experience with comic books. Yes, it's nice to go into a comic book store and be like, I'm looking for this Batman book. Okay, Batman, nope, it's not there. Or yes, it's here, grab it and go. I do like the thrill of the hunt, so it's kind of fun when, stuff isn't completely organized. That being said, it was almost impossible to get to some of the boxes in this store because there were other boxes piled on top of it, loose comics stacked up on top. Just really, really hard to navigate through and look at things. And I found myself moving things around just to get to these boxes, which was not really the experience that I want in a comic shop. I prefer to go in and kind of be able to move around and look through things freely without having to do any manual labor. Anyway, that wasn't too bad. I can deal with that. But the next part really, it's something that gets me. Almost nothing was priced. And recently we've seen, with the fluctuations in the comic book market, we've seen signs going up in stores and things like that, that the books will be priced or repriced at the counter. I think that is a bad business move. Is it worth the couple extra bucks that you might make on a book that spiked in value? Say it goes from a $5 book to a $25 book. Is it worth that $20 to you, which, after taxes and stuff, at the end of the day really isn't $20 full dollars? Is it worth that to upset a customer, possibly turn someone away that's not going to come back or isn't going to share with their friends that they had a good experience at the store? Personally, for me, if someone tells me, I got a great deal at this store, I'm way more likely to travel out of my way and go there. I think that's good business all around. And repricing things at the counter I can't imagine it being worth it for a store. In the long run, I see that as something that turns people away. I see that as something that gives you a bad reputation as a store. And I just do not think that it is something that any store should really be doing. Not only should you, price your books as you want to sell them, and repricing is fine, but not repricing when a customer has brought it up to the register. If you have a book for $10 and it goes up in value and you want to reprice the book, pull that book out yourself and reprice it. You as a comic book store owner, in my opinion, should be keeping up with the market that you are working in, especially if it's your full-time thing. If that's what you're doing, you're a brick and mortar LCS owner, or employee even. You got to keep up with things. And if you don't, you're going to lose out on a couple bucks here or there. But again, losing out on a couple bucks probably gets your store's name out to more people, from people telling their friends, hey, I got a great deal at this store. So anyway, let's keep this moving. I'm going on a little rant here. Nothing really, almost nothing. The wall books were priced. The wall books were a little bit high, but I understand. LCS, they got to, pay their rent and stuff. Slightly above market, I don't really have a problem with that. If someone wants to buy the book at that price, and I have before bought things slightly higher than market that I really, really wanted, that's okay. Most of the back issues not priced. So I brought a pile of stuff up to the counter, as I've done before at this shop, and said, how much is this? The pricing seemed extremely random. If things aren't priced, you gotta hire people that know how to price comic books, because I got up there and it was like $1, and there was stuff in there that was worth more than $1. So I got some good deals there. But then there were other books that it was like, this is worth, this is $10, and it was like a filler issue of a random book that, I just wanted for my personal collection, and I or like really low grade something. I could not get down with those prices. So a lot of the stuff I said, I'll pass on that. One of the things that was in there was a mini series, and in order to protect this store, I'm not going to say the mini series or anything, but it was issues 2 through 6, I believe, of the mini series. The whole mini series 1 through 6 sells for about $100. So I asked, you have 2 through 6 here. How much are these? I got the employee telling me these are worth between $20 and $50 each. I'm like, it seems a little high. Which ones are 20? Which ones are 50? Or how much for the whole thing? They told me they didn't know. They couldn't give me a price for the whole set, and I was really confused about that. And I asked which ones were 20, which ones were 50, and they couldn't really give me an answer on that. They kind of worked around the question. It was a very weird situation. And I kind of was like, well, 20 a piece, that's 5 books. That's $100. I could get the whole set with number one for $100. And by the way, number one is significantly more expensive than the rest of the books in this case. When I said that, the employee said, well, you should go buy it somewhere else. And I kind of was taken back by that. Like, I'm trying to buy these books. I'm trying to give you money, and it's not like they were priced and I'm asking for a less price, smaller price, and they're saying no to that. They're not priced at all, and I'm just trying to figure out how much I can pay for these. Got some attitude, decided to just shrug it off and pass on that stuff. We get down to another book. It was a Silver Age key issue, low grade, not a big key though. It was, I'll tell you, it's the third appearance of a major character. So a key that people collect, a nice cover, a nice Silver Age book, but not a like super high value book. Because of the condition, I was willing to pay $30 for it. So I asked, how much is this? He said, the owner's got to price this. I said, okay, is the owner here? Owner wasn't there. I said, hey, do you mind calling? I'd like to take this book home with me. He kind of looked upset, like visibly did not want to do this, which, I mean, it's your job to do this. It was kind of blowing my mind at this point that, it was such a rough time just trying to buy some comics. He called, the owner said, send me pictures. So takes the book out. He's taking pictures of all the necessary things. A couple minutes go by. There's a line behind me at this point, and this guy's not very chatty. And I kind of tried to strike up a little conversation with him to pass the time, and he wasn't having it. So another thing, unfriendly employees. There are so many people in the comic book community that are awesome. My main LCS that I go to, those guys are great, and I love going in there and chatting with them on a regular basis. This was not that person. Anyway, a couple minutes go by. Owner calls back or whatever, and he's on the phone for like all of 6 seconds, hangs up and says, yeah, he's going to have to price it next time he comes in. And I'm like, what? This should not be the case. This employee should know how to price a comic book. It's not like it's a massive key. It's not like it's a possible like 9/8. It's not a grail. We're talking a third appearance of a character, a slow grade Silver Age book. You should be able to look up kind of recent eBay prices or low on Key Collector or cover price, whatever you want to do, whatever they have in place to price their books, he should be able to do that. He was not able to. Not only was he not able to, the owner wouldn't give me a price over the phone despite having pictures of the book and knowing exactly what it was. It was very frustrating, and I said, I'd like to buy this book. I don't live close to here. I wasn't in my immediate area, and I'm probably not going to be back here for a while. And in all honesty, I didn't think I was going to really be back for a very long time because of this negative experience. The employee then says, well, sorry, nothing I can do. And at this point, if there hadn't been some great deals in my pile, I would have just left and been like, keep your books. Sorry, you lost my business. But because there was some good deals and I had driven a while out of my way, I paid for the books, I packed up shop, and I headed home. That being said, I likely will not go back to this comic shop unless maybe if like I'm in the immediate area and want to stop in and see if there's improvement, because I'm all about second chances. If there, is some improvement in that shop, whether it be a better pricing system for books that aren't priced, or if they get their backstock priced, I would love to give them a second chance, and I would love to support their business, but in the current state, I don't think I'll be doing that. That being said, that's really the end of my story. I hope you kind of learned something from it, whether you're a buyer in the comic book community or you're an LCS owner or employee. Like I said, I'm going to spotlight some really great comic shops because that's what I should be talking about. I don't like talking about these negative subjects, but I thought it was an important topic to address. And I'm very much looking forward to getting some video in some local shops, as well as, you know, giving my pros and cons about them. Because, like I said, every shop has things that are good about it and things that are bad. I'm really going to go to some shops that I prefer to shop at, which have way, way, way more positive aspects than negative ones. But full transparency, I am going to talk about these shops from a very objective point of view, and try to really pick them apart and show you what, in my opinion, is the best place to buy comics. That being said, hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below. Why don't you tell me about your LCS experiences, and maybe if you have any suggestions on LCSs that I should be checking out, definitely put them in the comments below. I do travel sometimes, so you don't even necessarily need to be in like the Philly, New Jersey, Delaware, New York area, but definitely those shops are more than welcome in the comments, because I can get to them very easily. That being said, I hope you guys had a good time with this video. Thank you for watching. Hit the thumbs up for a like, leave that comment down below, and until next time, turn the page, wash your hands.